and try and move away without pressing the gas. And that's right at the beginning. So turn, hopefully I don't scrape. I'm gonna go slow just in case I scrape. Oh, I heard something, that didn't sound good. And there we go, there's the steepest part of the hill. I've stopped there now, or here should I say. And when I come off the brake, it won't roll back straight away because this car has hill hold assist. And then it rolls. You heard the brake starting to let go then. This is so steep, oh my word. No chance. Here we go, little bit of bite point, little bit of bite point, little bit, here we go, go on, go on. Oh, no, nearly. It nearly did it as well. I'll try again. So I'll give it a little bit more bite point this time. I'll lift the clutch a bit higher. No gas, so higher with the clutch, higher. Go on, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. Aha, I see what's happening. And then stall. So what's happening is it's starting to roll back, and then when it gets to the part of the hill that's less steep, it can push me forwards, but then when it gets to this steepest bit, there's no chance. This time I'm going to use hill hold assist, so it'll hold the brakes for a moment to give me a chance to get gas and lift the clutch, and hopefully that works. See if that does it. There we go. Oh, I'm wheel spinning, I'm wheel spinning. Oh, and it's stalling, even with gas installed. I can't get up here. That was wheels, I can smell my tyres. I need momentum, I need a bit of a run up. Ooh, this is tricky now. I'm going to reverse back very carefully. That noise is just the brakes. And I'm going to have to do this with a bit of a run up. That was me putting my foot on the gas. It was wheel spinning. Stopped it wheel spinning, but then it just stalled. Either wheel spin or stall. You're snookered, you can't get up here. Mind the sound of the brakes. That sound, that's normal. Brakes make that sound when you're on a steep hill. I'm going to try and do this bit at a very, at an angle. I won't go straight down here because I'll scrape my bottom for sure. And I think I did scrape something. There we go. So, oh crikey. This time, a little bit of a run up and see what happens. So first gear, let's go for it. Go, come on car, come on. It's struggling. And now we're going. So you certainly can't do a hill start on this hill without using the gas, even in a car that gives you lots of help. You can't do a hill start with the gas because it wheel spins. If you're wondering why I call the accelerator pedal the gas pedal, even though I'm from the UK, this is a question I often get in the comments. It's because I'm a driving instructor, and in the UK, driving instructors are generally trained to say gas because it's quicker. And I've been teaching people since 2009, so that's many years of calling the accelerator pedal the gas pedal. So it's just what I'm used to now.
Ontdek een rijke koffiewereld. Vol smaak en intense aroma's. Een uniek moment in elk kopje Loor koffie. Prikkel je zintuigen. Loor. Genieten is goud.
This time I'm going to do the hill without stopping, just to see how easy it is if I don't make it harder and try and stop on the hill. So I'm in first gear, leaving the clutch up, coming in at an angle so I don't scrape. Now, oh, it did scrape. Now gas. Go. Yes, just about made it there, but I definitely heard something scrape. I'm pleased to say that there appears to be no damage to the underside of my car, at least from what I can see. But not everyone has been as fortunate as me, as there are plenty of scars on the road where many cars have bottomed out. I think it was the engine under tray that did the scraping because that's the lowest part under the car. Fortunately, there was no damage to my paintwork. I recommend learning to drive by adding gas and then lifting the clutch up. If you're learning to drive and you're only lifting the clutch, you might get into trouble when you drive different cars because not all cars add gas for you as you lift the clutch, and not all cars are diesel. In some diesels, they don't even need to add gas for you. It's just that in a diesel, there's so much torque at idle that it just moves away anyway. But most cars that move away without adding gas, the computer is actually adding gas for you and helping you. Even in diesels, it's often helping you by adding some gas. But not all manufacturers decide to add gas for you. It's not anything to do with it being the latest tech. I have a new car, well, it's 2 years old, a Mazda MX-5. I have that at home, and that doesn't help me when I move away. If I lift the clutch up, it's likely to stall unless I add gas. And that car's still on sale today. You can still buy it. It's the latest tech, but the manufacturer has made a decision not to add gas for you, probably for safety reasons. So someone who makes a mistake or doesn't know what they're doing, tries to move away, it just stalls, which you could argue is safer than the car going. So I recommend learning how to add gas before lifting clutch so that you have that skill, and when you get into a car that doesn't help you, you will know what to do. I get plenty of people comment on this YouTube channel saying that they've learned how to drive by lifting the clutch up, and then they drive a different car and the car doesn't help them and they don't know what to do and they keep stalling. I actually have a video all about it. I'll leave a link to it up there in the top right hand corner of your screen. If you found the video interesting, please give it a thumbs up. And
demonstration of superior judgment.
Breaking up the boys' club in Brussels? Well, the first woman to lead the EU, Commission President Ursula von der Leyen, is pushing for gender parity. She wants an equal number of men and women in her team of commissioners, but seems to have fallen short. As she begins her second term, she had asked all of the EU's member countries to nominate both a man and a woman for her to choose from as she fills various top jobs. But since countries don't legally have to do that, well, many of them haven't done it. That means von der Leyen now looks set to have fewer women leaders in her commission in her second term than she did in her first.
Above the necessary majority, this time it's 41.
And to talk more about this, we have DW Brussels correspondent Rosie Burchard here with me in the studio for a change. Good to see you here in Berlin, Rosie. Let's start with
shadows.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. "30 seconds until minions spawn. Minions have spawned.
Tread carefully. Immediately. So I go. There is no dispute. With balance,
There is only one outcome.
I find them unworthy. Our will alive. It must be done. Press on. With honor.
First blood. An ally has been slain.
From the shadows. Understood. Tread carefully. So I go. Immediately.
An enemy has been slain.
Our wills align. There is no dispute. Press on. Enforced equilibrium. I find them unworthy. Without a sound. From the shadows. So I go. Tread carefully. Immediately.
An ally has been slain.
Our wills align. It must be done. There is no dispute. With balanced steps. Press on. Without a sound.
An ally has been slain.
From the shadows.
Killing spree. Double kill.
So I go. With honor.
Ally has been slain.
Immediately. Target marked.
Or die in mine. Enemy killing spree.
Our wills align. There is no dispute. Tread carefully. Enforced equilibrium. With balanced steps.
Ally has been slain. You have slain an enemy.
Understood.
A little turret has been destroyed.
Behold!
Press on. Without a sound. shadows.
Dominating.
Immediately. Our will is alive.
You have slain an enemy.
So I go. Tread carefully.
Your turret has been destroyed.
With honor. With balanced steps.
Godlike.
Press on. Without a sound.
Has destroyed a turret.
It must be done.
Has been slain. The enemy has been slain.
Immediately.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
From the shadows. Our wills align. Tread carefully. With balanced steps.
Has been slain.
Don't fall behind!
So I go.
Think again.
Press on.
He has destroyed our turret.
There is no dispute.
Crush him underhook!
Understood.
Rampage.
Walk away!
I could learn to trust someone like you. The enemy has been slain.
From the shadows. Our wills align.
I'll fight to the end!
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Tread carefully.
Legendary.
Steps.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Immediately. So I go. Press on.
Enemy has been slain. Killing spree. Victory!
My first big question, are member states actually going to comply with this?
Well, listen, Claire, this is all anyone is talking about in Brussels just now, because so far it's been a pretty resounding snub to this request from Ursula von der Leyen. And the context here is we had block-wide European elections earlier this year, and that triggers a big changing of the guard in Brussels, and now it's time for the European Commission to start its new cycle. So that's the institution that is in the driving seat for all EU laws. Now, what comes next in terms of this is Ursula von der Leyen trying to fill those jobs, and it becomes a real jostle for influence, because officially, once a European Commissioner is in office, they no longer represent their member state, but you can bet these 27 national governments are vying to get the most powerful jobs. They've so far given a raft of reasons, or some might say excuses, of why most have not put forward a woman. Some say, look, this is just they had a woman before, or they're highlighting the person they think is the most the right for the job that they look for. However, it's important to note that there are some other things in here. For example, sometimes member states are even seen as trying to nominate someone they want to kind of banish as a political rival. So all sorts of things going into these decisions.
Yeah, you can just imagine the politics going on behind the scenes here. But how important is it really who actually holds these top jobs?
Well, the important thing is that some jobs are more powerful than others, and that's why you get this kind of condition of a chessboard here. So, for example, if you're a trade commissioner, you're absolutely in the driving seat for brokering trade deals for the entire EU. You hear a lot about the European Union trying to diversify away from China. That means it needs to strike new trade deals. Trade commissioner would be in the driving seat for that. The person who's responsible for technology would be looking at writing the rules for how to regulate artificial intelligence in future. That kind of rule might start in the EU, but tends to trickle down to the rest of the world. Counter that with, for example, education. The EU has basically no lawmaking power there. It's entirely in the hands of member states. So if you are an EU government, that's a job you might want to avoid.
I find it interesting that anytime there's a game that's promoting diversity, equity, and inclusion, or pushes a narrative or an agenda, or it seems to have a lot of Marxist properties around it, or what's going on, guys? What's journalists that just can't seem to cope with the fact that their baby Concord couldn't hack it? Time a live service game with no hook or strong word of mouth fails to penetrate an oversaturated market, the most annoying people on the planet will be there to blame diversity. Oh yeah, because we're so annoying, blaming it on the actual reason as to why the game failed. Like, you can't tell me that Concord of social media is good attention because people watched it. That this game was plastic. If they thinking that this is the reason why Concord failed, because the people who are saying, oh, diversity's bad, that's why the bigots are winning and taking these games down. When in reality, the game was not good, and the injected diversity only hurt its chances. There was nothing new, no hook, nothing special about it. And then you have some of what would be the ugliest characters that I've seen in gaming history as the selling point of why people should play the game. You tell me, who the hell is going to take up that buying proposition? And as Paris continued, how many smaller projects were killed in the cradle to throw money at this live shooter BS that didn't last longer than my last effing period? I think she thinks she's like really witty when talking about like really gross shit on social media, that this is something that is like, oh, that's funny because it's edgy, when in reality it's just gross. Like, what kind of tweet is that? To be clear, this ain't on the folks at Firewalk. This is a professional journalist, okay? To be clear, this ain't on the folks at Firewalk. They did what they could. They did what they could. The professor that gave pronouns to a robot and made ambiguous-looking characters that we couldn't tell if they're a boy or a girl, they did what they could. It's just infuriating that folks were yelling at Sony when it announced its pivot to games as a service a couple years ago, like, I don't know about this, Jim, but here we are. And then, for whatever reason, she felt the need to clarify about her period and follow that up with, for social media purposes, no, my periods are not 3 weeks long, but they definitely feel like it sometimes. I feel like this is like the left can't meme. The left doesn't understand comedy. This is like exhibit A for that. This is like embarrassing trying to be funny and using something gross and thinking that you're being witty when in reality, it doesn't make any sense at all. And then we have illustrator Aurora Hack being retweeted by Kotaku's Caroline Petit. Absolutely hate knowing this will undoubtedly come with the swing of the axe on people's jobs, all to protect a handful of money people who force bad decisions and poor market reads onto a dev team who knew better. Okay, so what exactly did Sony force onto Firewalk Studios, who literally was creating a team shooter game, and that's why they bought Firewalk Studios? Sony did not go to Firewalk and say, oh, whatever you guys are doing, nope, change that up. We don't want you to do that anymore. You're going to do this because that's where we make money. No, that's why Sony bought Firewalk, is because that's the game they're working on, and it fit and aligned with their theory of that's where the money was going to be. So don't give me that the devs were forced into this, when this is exactly what they wanted to do, and we all knew it was going to fail. GameSpot managing editor Tamar Hussein, this game was doomed to failure. Unfortunately, Sony is more, I think he means more, Sony is more interested in the business model more than the game, and the timing on it couldn't have been worse. It's a real shame, since it was clearly well made. No, here's the thing. It was not well made. It had the ugliest characters in the world. The gameplay was very basic and generic, where you can play any of these other hero shooters that were a better experience for free. Everything about this game screamed stay away, yet you are here trying to defend it. IGN editor Matt Kim, 8 years to make, a week and a half to succeed. Great system we've got. I don't know, I kind of pin that more on the fault of Firewalk Studios for spending 8 years to make the most generic, basic hero shooter game with the ugliest characters you could have, and then think that this is going to be successful, when all along the ride up to release I was saying, this is going to fail for the exact reasons that it failed. Then we have Forbes writer Paul Tassi, who has been a big fan of Concord on social media and is trying his best to cope with this one, posted earlier, PlayStation's Concord appears to have made $1 million. And this is before the news came out that Concord was being shut down, so he's got to eat his words here. This is a journalist that was trying to push a narrative so that more people would buy the game. Then we have the former writer Hayes Madsen from Kotaku saying, can't think of a single time we've seen a game taken down this close to launch. And God, is it depressing for the entire state of video games right now. Feel awful for this team. They are in solidarity, oh, I wish we could just make it work and people would buy it, sticking with this team, because the team echoes the same exact values that you do. It's not that the game is good.
So I go.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. "30 seconds until minions
Our
spawn."
wills align. With balanced steps.
Minions have spawned.
Immediately. From the shadows. Without a sound. With honor. Press on. Tread carefully.
First blood.
Enforced equilibrium. It must be done. Target marked.
An enemy has been slain.
There is no dispute. Our wills align. So I go.
An ally has been slain.
I find them unworthy.
An ally has been slain.
Understood. Yes.
You have been slain.
Immediately. Press on. With honor. Will.
Killing spree.
Without a sound. Tread carefully.
An ally has been slain.
There is no dispute. Our wills align. With balanced steps. Target marked. So I go. I find them unworthy. From the shadows.
Your turn to come.
Without a sound. Immediately. There is no dispute.
Shut down.
Tread carefully. Enforced equilibrium. Our wills align. With balanced steps. Understood.
An ally has been slain. An ally has been slain.
I will remember your name and shout it
Killing spree.
It must be done. Press on.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
The sound. Immediately. There is no dispute. With honor. Tread carefully. wills align. I find them unworthy. So I go. Press on.
An ally has been slain.
With balanced steps.
Has destroyed a turret. Your team has destroyed a turret.
Understood.
An enemy has been slain. Your team has destroyed a turret. Your turret has been destroyed.
With honor.
Unstoppable.
Without a sound.
Dominating. Dominating. Your turret has been destroyed.
There
Your
is no
team
dispute.
has destroyed a turret.
It must be done. Immediately. Tread carefully. So I go. Press on.
Has been slain.
So easy to treat.
Godlike.
With balanced steps.
Brilliant.
Go.
The shadows.
Ally has been slain. Killing spree. Your team has destroyed a turret. Your team has destroyed an inhibitor.
Won't you join them?
Enforce equilibrium. Tread carefully.
Legendary. Double kill.
Immediately. So I
Legendary. Double kill. Your team has destroyed an inhibitor.
press on.
Your team has destroyed a turret. Destroyed a turret. Shut down. Victory!
It's not that there's anything groundbreaking about it. It's not that the characters have anything special going on with them. It's literally because their ideologies align with yours that you feel like these people should continue to have jobs. And that's not how a business operates. Then we have to talk about our good friend Nick Calandra over at Second Wind, who chimed in saying, liked the gameplay of Concord, thought that might be enough to carry it forward, but was not expecting the launch to be this bad. Hope the studio doesn't get gutted, as there's clearly talent there. This coming from a guy that, as Frost claimed to be, someone that accepted backroom deals to give good reviews on games, is now trying to tell everyone why he felt like the game was good. Yeah, that's someone you should trust. Then we gotta move on to Ryan Easby, the freelance writer that said Grums should never feel safe. Of course this guy has something to talk about with Concord. Parroting Jason Schreier, he says, oh my god. This is wild. Has this ever happened before? 8 years. 8 years! Like, these people cannot grasp the concept that time does not equal a good game. A good game is based off of a good idea, a good experience, good follow-through, good creation of that experience and idea that they were supposed to follow through on. Not, hey, there's a game over there doing this, and it's making a lot of money. Let's do that same exact thing and try to take some of that pie. And then we have a journalist from IGN named Stella saying, my heart breaks for Firewalk Studios. The fact it wasn't even given at least 6 months to properly sit through a season and adjust as a proper live service game is insane to me. It's very clear. PlayStation didn't believe in this from the start and failed to support it, which might be the dumbest take I've seen.
Vivit Goedemorgen. Een lekker drinkontbijt met vitamine voor je afweersysteem. Vivit en door.
Het maakt niet uit of het een baard van 1, 3 of 7 dagen is. De Series 9 Pro Plus zorgt voor een ultiem efficiënte, gladde en zachte scheerbeurt. Nu met een perfecte afwerking, zelfs bij de langste haren. Brown Series 9 Pro Plus. Gebouwd om jarenlang mee te gaan.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're having a lovely day. Welcome to today's episode of How Are You Getting Effed? I'm your host, Louis Rossman. I've been taking some time off recently due to some health issues. I enjoy being a fish owner, but I do not want to be fish food. And if I want to continue to have a lovely day, there are certain things that I have to take care of. So you're probably going to be seeing less of me on the channel as time goes on. I'm going to be taking a break in order to focus on myself, which is something I should have done 15 years ago. Best time to do it is 15 years ago. Second best time to do it is today. Today we're going to be discussing a school, a district in Poland that appears to be getting effed. And we're going to be discussing how the concept of subscription capitalism is kind of just gaining traction throughout the world in a way that I don't really like. I like capitalism. I think capitalism is a great thing. I like ownership capitalism. I like the type of capitalism where when I buy my car, I own its suspension. I don't want to subscribe to my suspension after I bought the car. Capitalism. Subscription capitalism. It's really starting to go in the toilet here. Particularly changing the terms of the sale capitalism. That's my least favorite form of capitalism. Where you could just kind of take a contract and just willy-nilly just rip it up and say, LOL, JK, you're going to pay me more now for the same shit that you had before that you already paid for, which appears to be what's happening in Poland. So my apologies to anybody in Poland if I'm mispronouncing some of this stuff. I do think it's worth getting some awareness on, but I'm not going to learn Polish anytime soon. This is an electronic journal application. It's called EDU Vulcan. For those of you who don't know what this is, the TLDR is that back in the day, we actually used to rely on things like handwriting to make sure that a kid was not cutting class. So if I wanted to play Need for Speed Hot Pursuit version 3 because I thought it was so much cooler than version 2 because you could actually have the cops chasing you and all this kind of stuff, I would say that I was sick. And then what we would have to do is we would have to forge a sick note from our parents so that it would seem like to the teachers that we were actually sick so that we would not get in trouble for cutting class. This is something that's very difficult to do. By the way, I don't think kids are ever going to understand how the shit that you had to do to make it look like in second grade you had the handwriting of your parents. What I would do is rather than write the note the way that I would usually write it, I would look at my parents' handwriting, I would turn it upside down, and then I would draw it. So this would allow my handwriting as an 8-year-old to match the handwriting of my parents. Kids these days are never going to know what it's like. They have to fake an absence note in that way. That's how you know that you're old. Anyway, this is an application that allows you to tell the teacher, hey, my kid is actually sick today. He has chickenpox. He's not playing, I don't know, Need for Speed subscription version, change the terms of this, whatever the fuck. I don't even want to look into what they do for Need for Speed now. I'd probably fucking cry. But anyway, hey, my kid wasn't playing Need for Speed today. He actually was sick. He didn't go to school. For the teacher to be able to tell the parent, hey, your kid cut class today. Your kid got a 40 on his exam. I used to have to figure out the exact time that the teacher was going to do that so that I could go home, so that I could erase my mom's answering machine and pretend it was somebody else calling like a telemarketer, so she didn't figure out that I got 40 on my test. Now, they have an app for push notifications for that. That's what this application is for. And one of the things that they decided to do is they decided to start charging the parents for utilization of this application. Per child, per year. So you're going to be paying a subscription fee for your kids to be able to utilize this application that used to be free. Now, when I say free, I mean free to you. This application wasn't free. You, as a parent, were paying for it because they were charging the school for it. They were charging the school a licensing fee based on the size of that school, based on what they were using it for, and that license fee that the school paid then covered your ability to utilize this application. And you pay for that because your taxes in Poland fund the school system. After your taxes fund the school system, the school then pays the license for this app, so you already paid for it. In spite of the fact that you already paid for it, what they're doing is they're deciding that
Tread carefully.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. 30 seconds until minions spawn.
I was hiding!
There is no dispute.
Minions have spawned.
So I go. Press on. Target marked. Our wills align.
First blood.
From the shadows. With honor. I find them unworthy. It must be done.
An enemy has been slain.
With balanced steps. Immediately. Tread carefully. Enforced equilibrium. With honor. So I go. I find them unworthy. Press on.
Executed.
Without a sound.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
There is no dispute.
An ally has been slain.
With balanced steps.
Executed. An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
From the shadows.
You have slain an enemy.
Enforced equilibrium. Tread carefully.
An ally has been slain.
Immediately.
An enemy has been slain.
Press on. There is no dispute. With honor.
Been slain. An enemy has been slain.
I find them unworthy. Our will rise.
Rampage.
Understood.
Rampage. An ally has been slain.
Immediately.
Shut down.
It must be done.
I was hiding!
Tread carefully.
Your turret has been destroyed. An ally has been slain.
Press on.
An enemy has been slain.
Without a sound.
Rampage. Double kill.
There is no dispute.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Enforced equilibrium.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Target marked.
slain.
I find them unworthy. Our wills align.
An ally has been slain.
With balanced steps.
An ally has been slain.
Immediately.
Your turret has been destroyed. Enemy has been slain. Double kill. Has destroyed a turret. Shut down. Your team has destroyed a turret. Ally has been slain.
Press on.
Your turret has been destroyed. Enemy killing spree. An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Understood.
An ally has been slain. Enemy double kill. Has been destroyed.
From the shadows.
Shut down.
Our wills align.
Your turret has been destroyed. Your turret has been destroyed.
With balanced steps. Target marked. Tread carefully. Immediately.
Enemy double kill.
Press on.
Enemy triple kill. Shut down.
So I go.
An ally has been slain. An enemy is dominated.
I find them unworthy. There is no dispute.
Your team has destroyed a turret. An enemy has been slain.
From the shadows.
Ally has been slain.
With balanced steps. Our wills align. Understood. Tread carefully. Press on. Immediately.
An enemy has been slain.
So I go.
An ally has been slain.
Enforced equilibrium.
Your inhibitor has been destroyed. Ally has been slain.
Balanced steps. Time to go. Target marked.
An ally has been slain.
Our wills align. From the shadows. It must be done. Tread carefully.
Hear the music.
So I go.
Steps. An enemy has been slain.
There is no dispute. Our will
Killing spree.
Immediately.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Press on.
Your team has destroyed a turret. You have slain an enemy.
So I go. With balanced steps.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain. Enemy double kill. Your team has destroyed an inhibitor. Unstoppable. Shut down.
Without a sound. Our wills align.
Your inhibitor has been destroyed.
Time to go. From the shadows. There is no dispute.
An enemy is unstoppable. Shut down. An enemy has been slain.
Tread carefully. So I go.
Take it in.
With balanced steps. Our wills align.
It's me!
From the shadows.
Killing spree. Rampage.
With honor.
Unstoppable. down.
With balanced steps.
An ally has been slain.
Tread carefully. Our wills align. Immediately. There is no dispute. From the shadows. So I go. Sneaky, sneaky. Enforced equilibrium.
Your team has destroyed an inhibitor.
Press on. With balanced steps. Our wills align. Tread carefully.
An enemy has been slain.
immediately.
Sneaky, sneaky. An ally has been slain. Shut down.
Target marked.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
It must be
Enemy
done.
rampage. Slain. Aced. Your inhibitor has been destroyed. Your turret has been destroyed. Shut down. Ace. Defeat.
They want more money, so they're going to change the terms of the sale, reach their hand inside your pocket, and try to extract more money from you, because let's be real, they can. One of the things that caused me to decide I was just sick and tired of the scam that is modern day college, not the topics you learn and everything like that, the way it is put together bureaucratically, were the textbooks. We have a company in America called Pearson VUE. It is one of the most garbage companies in the world, and I apologize on behalf of all Americans if the cancer of Pearson VUE has spread to your country. Pearson VUE does garbage like this, where they do this type of shit where apparently you can't do calculus if you use Linux. You have to use Windows with Chrome or Firefox. Because they didn't start doing calculus until Windows 3.1 was released. Anytime I've had an issue with this where I actually do use Windows, and I do use stock Chrome or Firefox or anything else, and it still doesn't work, I'm telling you, I have spent 7 to 15 hours on the phone with members of New York State and city government because I had a lien placed on my business against any knowledge, logic, reason, whatever. And I was able to be calmer with them than I was 20 minutes in a live chat with people from Pearson VUE. I am infinitely empathetic and sympathetic to customer service representatives, even if you're completely incompetent. What I will not deal with is when you pretend to be incompetent to try and get me off the fucking phone. I lose all patience with that shit. I may publish a transcript at some point. I'm genuinely aggravated that I allowed my emotional state to be compromised by people that work at Pearson VUE, but it has happened. We have this type of cancer here where in 2006 you will have a textbook on calculus or history or earth science, and then in 2008 they will release a new revision that is $400. And if you want to be able to do your homework, you cannot buy the used textbook for $28 at the bookstore from 2006 because apparently earth science has changed radically in 2 years. You need to purchase the 2008 textbook for $400 because the homework questions are going to be different, and the answers to those questions are going to be different. Maybe they ask you about a different periodic table element code or some shit in one of them. And they do this because you will fail if you don't buy the new textbook. Most community colleges don't have budgets for teachers to ask homework questions that have fill-in answers, which means that they're going to use Scantrons, multiple choice, which means that if you don't do your work according to the multiple choice, then you're going to fail. And they know this, and they exploit this to make as much money as humanly possible. It's disgusting. Many textbook companies do this shit. I get it. If you have a community college, they're getting paid $50,000 to $75,000 a year. They probably have to juggle 3 or 6 classes at a time to make this shit work with what the students are paying. They don't have the budget to be able to have a teacher do fill-ins. It sucks. There's no subject on planet Earth, no matter how interesting, useful, incredibly engaging it is, that is not ground into dust when you try to cram that subject into multiple choice.
These news songs are directly copied. I don't understand how they can use the same melody, note for note, and not get credited for it. Interpolates, what does that mean?
As a lawyer of 10 years, I can answer all these questions. Who doesn't love Rick Beato? So I appreciate Rick Beato and his music education channel. He released a video inquiring about this interpolation thing. What does it mean? How does it affect the copyright owner's rights? Do you have to get permission? Are lawyers just making this word up? As a lawyer of 10 years, I can answer all these questions. Let's jump into it.
Over the past couple days, I keep getting fed the same couple videos. I'm sure you have too, because both of these videos have over 50 or 60 million views. Let me play them for you. And then You know, the funny thing is, these aren't even music channels. This is something you might expect to see on YouTube Shorts for me or on Instagram. These are just regular channels. And regular people can see how these news songs are directly copied. The melodies sound identical. They're so similar that they're like, yeah, we all get this. You don't even have to explain it to them. So I thought to myself, I wonder if the songwriters are actually getting credited for this. Let's start with the song Prisoner by Miley Cyrus because it uses two songs that it borrows the melody from. I Was Made for Loving You by Kiss and Physical by Olivia Newton-John. The first song was I Was Made for Loving You. It's on Kiss's record Dynasty, which came out in 1979. The songwriters Paul Stanley, Vinnie Poncia, and my old friend Desmond Child. If you take a look at Prisoner, you'll notice none of the three songwriters are credited. Next we have...
All right, so real quick sidebar, okay? So when it comes to the right of attribution, under copyright law, that's what we say. There are certain exclusive rights that you get as a copyright owner for making a song, and it's such as the right to copy the song, to edit the song, to distribute the song, but it's also the right to attribution. Getting credit for something that you wrote, very important. If someone makes something based on your creative thing, it's called a derivative work, and you still are entitled to credit, which is what he is pointing out. Well, in this case, a lack of credit.
Physical by Olivia Newton-John, which is from the record Physical, which came out in 1981. Songwriters Steve Kipner and Terry Shattuck. Neither of them are credited either. I don't understand how they can use the same melody, note for note, and not get credited for it. But let's see if it actually mentions either of these songs in the...
Now, just a little extra sidebar here. It could have been the deal if there was a deal done, right? So in most cases, if you're going to use something from someone else's song, we're going to execute a license agreement for that use, and typically we will include that the credit will be X, Y, and Z. So we're making some assumptions right now that there weren't actually deals done in place, and maybe there was no right of credit in these agreements. So we're just assuming these other songs were made and no kind of license was put into place. And on top of all of that, credit was not actually given.
Wikipedia entry. Under Prisoner for Miley Cyrus, it says the song's chorus interpolates the melody from Olivia Newton-John's 1981 song Physical. Interpolates. What does that mean? Let's click on that word here. It says in popular music, interpolation refers to using a melody or portions of a melody, often with modified lyrics from previously recorded song, but re-recording the melody instead of directly sampling it. It's often used when the artist or label who owns the recording declines to license the sample, or licensing the piece of music is considered too costly.
So interpolation happens a lot, and people get confused, and they go, well, with cover songs are where you make your own version, but you keep the same lyrics, the same structure, but it might be a different genre, it might be a different vibe, you might slow it down, right? But it's a cover song. That is allowable under the Copyright Act. And then there's straight up sampling. Straight up sampling is that from someone else's song, you took literally something from the song itself. A little vocal, a little, loop from the guitar riff, whatever. So that is sampling. You need to get a license in order to sample someone else's music. And then in this, what we'll call a third category is interpolating music, which is, let's say Rick Beato releases his new hit song, and I don't take anything from the actual song. I'm not doing a cover song, but he has a great melody, and I want to interpolate the melody into my new creation, right? So I have all new parts and all new everything, but I'm still taking his melody. Well, if I'm interpolating, I still need to go get a license, and we see this done over and over. The one that comes to mind right now is Milkshake by Khalees and Pharrell and Chad, but Milkshake was interpolated into one of Beyonce's albums, and so she went and got a license to do that. But it's not an exact kind of thing. There was no sampling, but it's the same kind of clearance process as sampling. Music Attorney is your #1 legal resource for artists, producers, and record labels. Get contract templates, one-on-one legal advice, free master classes, and everything you need for your music business. Go to TomMusicAttorney.com.
So interpolating something is you basically steal the melody, and as long as you're re-recording it with new lyrics, that it becomes yours. I don't get this yet. Let's check out the next two songs. Break My Heart by Dua Lipa, which came out in 2020, and Need You Tonight by INXS, which was released in 1987. The guitar riff is so similar that I remember commenting on it back in 2020 in one of my videos, saying that's lifted from INXS. And it says right here on Wikipedia, several music critics commented on production elements of Break My Heart as well.
There's nowhere to hide.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Let's finish this quickly.
30 seconds until minions spawn. Minions have spawned.
Only fools pledge life to honor. They won't survive. Pathetic.
Quick as a fox.
On the razor's edge.
Light on my feet.
Enjoy the taste of steel.
First blood.
Let's run.
An ally has been slain.
Don't cross me.
Just for you.
Your allegiances mean nothing to me. This is no challenge. I never compromise.
An enemy has been slain.
There's nowhere to hide.
Light on my feet.
Let's finish this quickly.
An enemy has been slain.
Only fools pledge life to honor.
You have slain an enemy.
They won't survive. On the razor's edge. Don't cross me.
Feel this.
Your allegiances mean nothing to me. I never compromise. There's nowhere to hide.
An ally has been slain.
Let's finish this quickly. Only fools pledge life to honor.
Killing spree.
They won't survive. On the razor's edge.
Come closer.
Don't cross me.
An ally has been slain. A summoner has disconnected. A summoner has been connected. Enemy killing spree.
Nothing to me.
You have been slain.
Once more. Just for you.
I never compromise. There's nowhere to hide.
Shut down.
Let's finish this quickly. Only fools pledge life to honor.
Deal there.
Rampage.
They won't survive. On the razor's edge. Don't cross me. Nothing to me. I never compromise.
An enemy has been slain.
There's nowhere to hide. Let's finish this quickly. Only fools pledge life to
An
honor.
ally has been slain. Dominating.
They won't survive.
You have slain an enemy. An enemy has been slain. You have slain an enemy. An enemy has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Don't cross me. Your allegiances mean nothing to me.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
I never compromise. nowhere to hide. Let's finish this quickly. This blade's my favorite.
An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Only fools pledge life to honor.
Killing spree.
They won't survive. On the razor's edge.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Don't cross me.
An ally has been slain.
Your allegiance is nothing to me.
Has destroyed a turret.
There's nowhere to hide. Let's finish this quickly. Only fools pledge life to honor.
A summoner has disconnected.
Survive.
A summoner has disconnected.
On the razor's edge. allegiances mean nothing to me.
Your team has destroyed a turret. An enemy has been slain.
Only fools pledge life to honor.
An ally has been slain. A summoner has disconnected. An ally has been slain. A summoner has disconnected. A summoner has disconnected.
On the razor's edge. Trust me. Pathetic. Your allegiances mean nothing to me.
Dominating.
I
Shut
never
down.
compromise.
Enemy double kill. Dominating.
There's nowhere to hide.
Godlike. Your team has destroyed the turret. Your team has destroyed a turret.
To pieces!
Let's finish this quickly.
Delicious.
Only fools pledge life to honor. They won't survive. This is no challenge. taste of steel. Don't cross me. Your allegiances mean nothing to me.
Shut down. An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
I never compromise.
An ally has been slain. Your team has destroyed a turret. Dominating. Your team has destroyed an inhibitor.
Another body.
Light on my feet.
Your team has destroyed an inhibitor. Your team has destroyed an inhibitor.
There's nowhere to hide.
Your team has destroyed a turret. An enemy has been slain.
She's still missing!
Let's finish this quickly.
Your team has destroyed a turret. Godlike. Victory!
As well as Need You Tonight interpolation. Here we go with that word again. The only difference with this particular one compared to the last one is, as you can see here, Michael Hutchins and Andrew Ferris from InXS have been added as songwriters on this, in addition to the other ones. So they obviously had much better lawyers. You guys know through the history of this channel, I've made many videos of copyright infringement lawsuits, and also where songs have been lifted from other songs, as far as I was concerned. Matter of fact, there was a song, Justin Bieber song, Anyone. The chorus is pretty much identical to the song Going Home by Toto, that you would never know unless you actually listen to these Toto records. Here's a little bit from that video. Toto, Bieber. Toto, Bieber. Here are the songwriters from Toto. You notice that none of them are included as songwriters from the song Anyone.
Quick little story. So I have a very complicated copyright case. We're in federal court, and I actually use interpolation to try to explain this kind of complex legal theory to the courts, right? So basically it has to do with when you make what are the derivative works, right? We talked about that. So basically this is what I argued to the court as I was trying to explain how you can copy something, but it can be kind of far removed, but you still have to like go through these processes. This is the example I gave the court. So I go, in music, it is common for artists to interpolate elements from other popular songs with permission, such as Frank Ocean's White Ferrari song, which borrows only a melody of the Beatles here, there, and everywhere. While Frank Ocean's song is certainly a derivative work based on the Beatles song, it does not include any sample, i.e. a portion of the sound recording from the original work. Okay, and then I go into like I'm talking about the Digital Millennium Copyright Act and how the opposing counsel is so wrong about their arguments and all this. But anyway, I used it as just an argument to explain that, you know, again, it's not quite like sampling, but there still is enough of a relationship in that Frank Ocean took the melody from the Beatles song, and therefore he needed to actually go and get a license and get that permission from the Beatles.
So this word interpolation, I don't get it. I saw it crop up in the last few years. It seems like some made-up word by lawyers.
It's just a bullshit word. So you go on and stamp your form, Sonny, and stop wasting my time.
You know, when music professionals have to work on these for weeks or months at a time, you'd think that somewhere someone would have said, hey, this sounds too similar to this other song. Unless they just don't care. Love to know your thoughts. Hit the subscribe.
It's definitely a term of art that we use. And Rick Beato, feel free to call me anytime. Okay, we've messaged.
One may be one of the biggest gaming flops of all time, despite all of the recent competition in that arena. Case in point, Ubisoft's Star Wars Outlaws is shaping up to be yet another AAA flop, as gamers, instead of playing it, are flocking to Black Myth Wukong, especially after it was criticized for its lack of diversity. While Firewalk Studios' Concord flopped so badly it just got willowed and pulled from the market, yet its underperformance is nothing compared to that of Dustborn, from publisher Quantum Dream and Norwegian developer Red Thread Games. Dubbed by some as the wokest game ever made, it seldom has more than tens of concurrent players on Steam. Not tens of thousands, but literally tens. And at the time of recording this video, there were 17 concurrent players, I kid you not. While hardly anyone is actually buying or playing Dustborn, it is nonetheless a topic of conversation. Not because of its subject matter directly, mind you, but because it's a game that some have argued must have been made to sow discord in America, and which was funded by foreign entities, more specifically by official Norwegian and EU bodies. How could that happen? How could a Norwegian developer make a game like this?
Oh, and if we're lucky, we'll get to see Justice's tyranny up close, because nothing represents this republic more than the fascists in blue.
We're about to find out, so you better strap in, because in order to do so, we're going to take a deep dive into the obscure Norwegian gaming industry and the institution which funded Dustborn, an institution that I have been in contact with. Let's dive in. For those who came in late, let's begin with the basics on Dustborn. Dustborn is a single-player, story-driven action-adventure game taking place in the divided states of America, now called the Republic of America, for you know it's not a democracy, in an alternative timeline where America went all in on the dystopian direction the Harris campaign is telling you Trump is going to take the nation if re-elected. And it should be noted that development of the game began in 2017, in the aftermath of Trump winning the White House first time around, which the developers have stated the game is a reaction to. The game is said to be about the power of words, which is expressed through the power of cancellation, triggering, and perpetual victimhood.
Fella you're with, black kid, dresses like a writer. Does he know anything?
You are racist.
In short, the game is so overtly and over-the-top woke that some have suggested it may even be satired, though it's hard to be sure of that, as it's difficult to tell someone normal making ridiculous woke statements in jest to show the absurdity of it from someone actually woke being fully genuine. Predictably, the game flopped instantly and big time upon release, and while it did generate debate, it wasn't of the kind the publisher would have wanted.
€237 per jaar besparen op je autoverzekering? Ga naar geld.nl. Op geld.nl.
A review from the Norwegian national broadcaster NRK reveals the intention of the game, saying, Red Dead Games is holding up a mirror to the world we live in and show it as an interactive future fable. The whole game is one continuous statement in a heated debate, which I can only imagine must be a marketing point that is being revealed right there, indicating what the developers may have set out to do. But the reality is that they failed in this endeavor. There is no debate about the themes, messages, or morals of the game, however much the developers begged their community to engage in that instead of being angry at the game for existing. But if Dustborn holds up a mirror to anything, it is the flaws in Western gaming in general, and where Norway and the EU specifically are concerned, the flaws in the process of awarding development grants to video games, and nothing else. Because this begs the question, why would a Norwegian developer like Red Dead Games make something like this in the first place? Never mind that the story isn't set in Norway. Due to the difference in history and culture, the messaging isn't even applicable in Norway. So who are these developers to say anything on purely American conditions, let alone from such a hyper-partisan and ideologically driven perspective? I submit that in order to understand that, we have to follow the money trail and look at the funding. Dustborn also got an EU grant, but that is incidental. The primary source of funding was the Norwegian Film Institute, which first and foremost funds Norwegian films and TV series that meet certain cultural criteria, as well as foreign productions filming in Norway, then most notably major Hollywood productions. As part of their mission, though, they also fund Norwegian video games. And let's bust one myth right away. While the money they allocated is ultimately taxpayer money, these are not state-funded projects per se, by which I mean no national politician decided we're going to fund this project or that project. No, what happens is that the Film Institute is given a total pot of grant money from the Department of Culture, as well as guidelines for what kind of projects to fund, and then it's up to the Film Institute which productions to fund. And as I'll get back to later here, this grant money is a free gift that does not have to be repaid, for better and for worse. With that established, let's get back to Dustborn and why it was deemed worthy of funding.
Don't cross me.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
On the razor razor's edge.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
They won't survive.
Minions have spawned.
I never compromise. Let's finish this quickly. Only fools pledge life to honor. There's nowhere to hide. Your allegiances mean nothing to me. This blade's mine. Pathetic.
First blood.
Don't cross me. Another body for the gunner. Enjoy the taste of steel. On the razor's edge. They won't survive. I never compromise. Let's finish this quickly. pledge life to honor.
An enemy has been slain.
There's nowhere to hide. Your allegiances mean nothing to me. Don't cross me. On the razor's edge. They won't survive. I never compromise. Let's finish this quickly. Only fools pledge life to honor. There's nowhere to hide. Your allegiances mean nothing to me. Don't cross me.
An ally has been slain. An ally has been slain.
On the razor's edge. They won't survive. I never compromise. Let's finish this quickly. fools pledge life to honor. There's nowhere to hide.
An enemy has been slain.
Don't cross me.
An enemy has been slain.
On the razor's edge.
An ally has been slain.
They won't survive.
You have slain an enemy.
I never compromise. Let's finish this quickly. Their bones will wet my blade. There's nowhere
An enemy
to
has
hide.
been slain.
Your allegiances mean nothing to me.
An ally has been slain.
Don't cross me.
Your team has destroyed a turret. Your team has destroyed a turret.
They won't survive. I never compromise.
Killing spree.
finish this quickly.
Your team has destroyed a turret. Enemy killing spree. An enemy has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
There's nowhere to hide. Your allegiances mean nothing to me. Don't cross me. They won't survive. Unacceptable. I never compromise. Let's finish this quickly.
An enemy has been slain.
Only fools pledge life to honor.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
There's nowhere to hide. Your allegiances mean nothing to me.
An ally has been slain.
Don't cross me.
Rampage.
On the razor's edge. They won't survive. Let's finish this quickly. Only fools pledge life to honor.